is
What up, guys?
is Church on the Move.
Man, hold
It's
on.
the
hold
ism.
on. They tryna-
You gotta get the video, man.
Oh, my video ain't on. Hold on, G. They trying to shut me down on this end, man. Hold on. All right, here I go.
It's the ism.
What up, guys?
Oh, what up, man?
What up, man? What up, mighty man? How y'all feel, brothers?
Man,
Feeling good.
feeling
Y'all
blessed,
feel good?
man. Feeling blessed.
Hey,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I embrace that concept wholeheartedly, brother.
Yes, sir.
Especially in this time.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's much needed, man. It's much needed. Feeling good, man. You feel good. Spread that energy, share it. Cause man, it's dark right now, bro.
Man, it's crazy out
Party, and I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. Y'all motherfuckers, I've been seeing y'all partying the whole day.
What happened?
I said Chicago be partying.
Out and partying the whole quarantine.
Man, shit been crazy out here, but hey, it's Rona free. I stay the fuck away from it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay away from it, man. I can't get no Rona. I be masked up, man. Shit, like sometimes I be like having flashbacks with that mask on, man. But I just be chilling.
Yeah. You know, summertime is a time of freedom anyway. So, folks, it's hard to let go of summertime shy. You know, all the way.
Hell yeah.
People know they got to go back inside and hibernate anyway. They're going to really have to social distance once it get cold.
Hey, man, true story, man. Concept and embrace shit. You know how this shit be, man. You got to, do what you can when you can, you know. It's cuffing season. Cuffing season finna be right back on.
It is.
Know? Yeah, because everybody going to need a cuddle buddy this winter. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that motherfucking summertime shy, we got to start just like this.
Just be mad.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Double O.
This is professional leisure.
That shit was wrong. This like in my top 3 GLC songs.
Damn.
The other two. I'll tell you the other two.
I'm honored, man. I'm truly honored.
So first I would like to say thank you for coming to Professional Leisure, where Naledge and I decided a little while ago that we were about to give flowers to everybody from our era right now. Because at times we feel like there's a possibility that the youth will forget that the blog era, the MySpace era, the transitional phase needed to happen for the streaming era will get forgotten. And so we just call up the homies and make sure everybody gets their flowers. But I would to apologize because I was not prepared when you jumped on stage with Lupe and I in Chicago.
I wasn't prepared either. Lupe was like, "Come on!" I was like, "Shit, I'm on my way." Hey, but we made it work though. Nobody could tell you wasn't prepared.
You suffered through whole ass verses before you could rap your verse.
Yeah, it was scandalous.
I was trying to cheat. I was like, man, I got to get to this hook, dude. But I fucked up.
Hey, you didn't fuck up. You know why? Because you did it for the people, and the people loved it, man. That's all that mattered.
Very true,
man.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, a lot of times when you don't get the results, it's not them, it's just your approach. But at that point, your approach got the results, man. So it all went together.
Yep.
All went together like a cow and leather, baby.
I've been there. I've been there before. I know it. I know.
Hell yeah, man. Made it work.
But I played that record because Naledge and I, you know, you are an interesting character in the slipstream and pantheon of not only just Chicago hip hop, but also just music in general.
Right.
Because you straddled multiple generations, and that record that we played just now, Shy State of Mind, was this very interesting thing because you were referencing yourself on the hook, but it was on an 8-track record. And where I wanted to start was like, what did you see, or what was happening that you peeped, that you knew that they were like A-Track, Mano, that these were people that you needed to work with early while standing next to arguably one of the biggest producers at the time and being like, nah, there's something going on over here that I need to make moves with?
Well, the thing is, man, I was blessed with the ISM. The ISM is just an eternal vision, man, where you can just see things before they manifest. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
real.
I was fortunate enough to meet the guy, you know, that I did that spaceship record with, Mr. West. I was blessed enough to meet him when I was only 15 years old, and at the age of 15, I had it. I knew. I was like, this dude right here, he gonna be the one. I knew it. Then when I met Mano through Jay Street, when he was only 19, he had a shitload of beats, man. Yeah, but I heard this one joint called Haterville.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, that shit is crazy. Who did this? He was like, man, Mano, he 19. I met Mano, and man, we just clicked. I knew that dude was something special early on. Now with A-Track was DJing, but he was actually making beats on the turntable. Like on a turntable in Pro Tools, that's what he made his beats on. It was some shit I never saw before. So I was like, this little motherfucker gonna be some. And he was like 14 winning like DMC World DJ Championships and shit. I was like, damn, this little motherfucker is cold. I knew he was something special, man. So my thing is, due to the fact that I was in a position where I was part of a moving train, man, I tried to work with and embrace as many young brothers and sisters that I could to help them elevate as well, because I was on a moving train.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, we always love to because instrumental to this era at the same time was motherfucking MySpace.
Yeah.
And who did you have in your top 8 that turned out to be some shit, or thought you were going to be some shit that didn't pan out? Like, who in that top 8 do you remember from that era?
Well, my top 8, due to the fact of MySpace, for me, even though I was supposed to use it to promote music, I really was exercising a lot of macking through that bad. So most of the ladies that was in my top 8, they are married and have children now. So I think I was right. I thought they was dope, and they was. Somebody married them and gave them some babies.
So none of them manifested into a greater scenario of fame. They was
Well, I would say that the ladies that was in my top 8, they wasn't into music. They was just beautiful women. And one thing that I learned, one thing that I learned to get my followers up, due to the fact that I had all these beautiful women in my top 8, it was a lot of beautiful women trying to be friends with me on MySpace and shit. So, you know, I had a young mind, and I was like exercising the ism as a visionary, and I was thinking ahead. And through the grace of God, man, there was some beautiful times in the young player's mind. I can't lie. Hey, but look, another producer that I worked with early on, you know, because people like to use the word discovered and this and that, but I didn't discover their talent. They discovered their talent. I just saw the vision. So the thing with these guys, it's one other guy who just got nominated for an Emmy Award because he did the score on this HBO documentary called United Skates of America, United Skates. And his name is Kizo Kane.
Kizo Kane.
Yeah, he just got nominated for an Emmy, man. Yeah.
Oh shit! I remember because you was y'all was out in the valley, and we came out to that crib one time with Monop, and I remember you was with Kizo. Y'all was like roommates, wasn't y'all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because the thing is, I was living out in LA. Kizo had hit me up one time. He had a little altercation in Chicago, and I was out there, and life, it had stepped up a bit. So with that being said, Kizo is from my area. I'm from 87, like West 87, Georgetown. Kizo from my area, so it ain't called Georgetown no more. It's a new day, so I'll just call it what the city called it, Arvin Gresham. So we were in Arvin Gresham, and look, Kizo had a little issue. I just told him pack your shit and go to the airport.
That's real.
And shit, he never went back. And shit, he went on to work with Nas, Estelle, Talib Kweli. Y'all worked with Estelle too. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Still.
Yeah,
That's
Kizo
real.
did a score on the movie and shit. It's like, man, if I believe in you and I'm in a position to aid and assist you in your righteous endeavors, man, I'm gonna unlock the treasure.
That shit's crazy. That shit's super crazy. I was telling Double O before we got on the call, like, I feel like you the secret link in a lot of scenarios where like good things happen, where you gravitate, whether it be with Cootie and Chike and seeing how they connected to Dame, and even I remember being with our manager Dan Salamito. He was working for
Shout out
Dame.
to Dan, man. He was a true player, smooth dude.
Yeah,
and he had Butters. He ain't had a Double O Butters, but he did have Butters,
right now. GL, he has a Senegalese restaurant right now.
He does.
He do?
Yeah, in New York.
hey, let me tell you something about this food industry. I'm in the food industry now. So
yes, sir.
What drove me to the food industry is the fact that I'm vegan. I love to cook. I make good ass food. My food turn people out and make them switch over to the vegan side, right? So I created a dessert that is low glycemic and low calorie, but it's fire as hell, right? It's called ISM cakes. Now, the thing is, I shout out Dan because the food industry is a $5.3 trillion a year industry. And I was telling one of my buddies that I was going to get in the food industry. He was like, man, you the ISM. You can't get in no food industry. Man, you the ISM. Man, when I see 5.3 trillion on the table and I'm coming with something cutting edge and shit, I got to get some of that 5.3 trillion.
You got to get some of it.
That's real.
Hell yeah.
They getting that delivered now in the COVID? They getting them delivered?
They getting them delivered through the Whole Foods that is located in Hyde Park. I am on Amazon Prime. There's some cakes. You can order them through Prime now. And if you're in that Hyde Park area code, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. All the Chicagoans,
that prestigious
they know.
area code, you know what
they
I'm saying?
know.
I mean, zip code, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. We moving forward, man. We just closed on a deal today that is going to get the product. Man, I can't really talk about it because it's like non-disclosure style. So, but really soon, ISM Cakes, you finna see it in a lot more stores, man.
That's dope.
Shout out to Can't Believe It's Not Meat. Shout out to Lighthouse Grill. Shout out to Windy City Ribs. Shout out to Flaves. Shout out to My Peace of Mind. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with the ISM Cakes. Can't Believe It's Not Meat if I ain't see it. Church.
Yes, sir.
Whole Foods, what's up? I can't forget y'all, Whole Foods.
That's super real. Yeah, Naledge was talking about, he was telling me before the call, he was reminding me of in the ISM innovation.
Yes, sir.
When you remind him, Naledge, the cartoon he had.
Tater chip.
Oh, I still got it.
Chip?
Oh, wait till y'all see the new tater chip shit coming out this fall. Ain't nothing happening to it. Hey, the magic, wait till y'all see the evolution of tater.
I always thought that shit was ahead of its time. I was like, this motherfucker got a whole little series. This shit cold. I'm like, damn.
Where did that come from? Like, what made you jump into those ideas? Again, a lot of people would say, okay, you're in this position where you're in the moving train. And the easy thing to do is to just be like, oh, let me go this way with get my album done, put it out, do tours, yada, yada, yada. But you will always go in a whole different direction, testing out things, working with new people, staying in Chicago.
So, man, what it is it's just the mind of innovation, man, and evolution. The thing with Tater Chip was I got a homeboy. Shout out to my homeboy, man. He a Arvin Gresham legend, Bird Dre. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
We used to roast a lot when we were shorties, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Tater Chip actually kind of favors him. I was drawing him roasting a little bit, but I didn't make it look exactly like him. But I was telling him, like, man, this your brother, this Tater Chip, you know what I'm saying, roasting. And then when I moved out to LA, I was living next door to Cootie and Chike. Chike had that After Effects game real early because, you know, he was over at MTV. So he learned that After Effects. He went to school. He real smart as hell. He from New Orleans. He half Nigerian. He a true player. and this dude came to the table with the animation. Now me, after, you know, we put out the first little cartoon, it did really good. People was like liking it and shit, especially on MySpace. I got a lot of traction for Tater Chip on MySpace.
Yeah.
So after a while, due to the fact of me being me, I like to learn how to do everything. I'm very skilled at Pro Tools. I'm very skilled at Photoshop. I'm very skilled at After Effects. I've learned a new program called Procreate, a new app and shit. I'm very good with that. Luna Fusion, I think that's the name of it. It's like for editing videos on your iPad. Like, I'm into technology, and I'm into the next wave of things. So with that being said, I just want to learn how to animate, and now me learning how to animate, man, finna get some cake. Church.
I always thought that was dope. Like, mad people would like ask me kind of just about good music and just like the artists on it and whatnot, because they knew I was kind of around just because I was around Monopoly.
Yeah.
First got signed, I was like, you know what? GL is like one of the coolest niggas you'll ever meet. And then like to the point where, and I told Double O this, I was like, it gets to a point where I remember, I think the first like academics mixtape that Ye had put out.
Yeah.
I would hear people be like, I don't get GL. Like, I don't get it. Cause it was like, they were so looking for what Ye do. And then
Absolutely.
they got to, I think you had like a couple records on there.
Yeah.
Like Child of the Ghetto or something like that. I don't remember if that was
Soul
the name
of a
or
Hustler,
not.
was it?
Soul of might have been it.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you meet this nigga, it makes so much more sense.
Yes, sir.
Like, all of it. Like everything makes so much more sense. And I was like, if you really was from Chicago, it would make so much more sense.
Hey, I've been told by like the likes of like Chicago legends, they were saying that I was ahead of my time. The way that I was just like not sounding like what was going on at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now, if you listen now, you will hear a lot of that double time that I was doing. You will hear them mad lows and mids that I was using. You will hear that now. But I think I was just ahead of my time. And now I done been on over like 13 million records sold, 2 Grammy Awards, 6-time Grammy nominated.
That's crazy.
And as y'all said, like as far as generations go, like starting off with the likes of like working with Ye and Jay and Talib Kweli, I went on to work with like Wiz Khalifa. I worked with you guys, you know what I'm saying? I also worked with Kendrick Lamar. And then recently, just like a couple weeks ago, this young artist that I worked with out of DC, his name is IDK. This kid is really dope. He did a deal with Warner Brothers. They gave him his own label. He did Stephen Colbert, The Late Night Show, and he performed the song that I wrote with him and performed on TV just like 3 weeks ago.
Amazing.
Your voice, man, it is carried in a lot of different spheres. Like even the voiceover game. I heard your voice on the Black Men Build.
Yeah.
Thing that they putting together. I don't know if that's, I don't really know who's behind it. Is that like Tef? I know Tef Poe is involved.
Yeah, Tef Poe, Phil Agnew, and a few other brothers. Brothers from like St. Louis, Florida, Chicago, of course, and brothers all across the nation. Black Man Build is just simply based around solutions and building a man. You know what I'm saying? Because communities got to have solid foundations. Without the man being in a solid state of mind and knowing how to do the 3 P's of manhood, which is protect, provide, and procreate, man, we in a world of trouble. So with that being said, we will not allow that to happen. We take accountability and information that we have that can elevate the nation, we share it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That's dope. That's super dope. Yeah, we just
all
had
that voiceover work sound like you about to put on a black turtleneck soon.
I mean, you kind of did a voiceover for the what was Section 80 for Kendrick Lamar
album. Yeah. So I did a little spoken word on that joint. I did the hook and I did a little spoken word at the end. Just gave him the ism real heavy. You know what I'm saying? And that's my. Hold on 1 second. You grab that for me, G. Gratitude. Oh man, that's the player though. Hold on. Player Oasis. Yeah. So So the thing is, with that was a blessing and a half, because at the time of working with Kendrick, I had never heard of him. So when my homeboy had told me that this kid named Kendrick Lamar wanted to work with me, I never heard of him. I didn't know the name or anything. And he was like, man, G, you need to listen to him. So I was like, all right, cool. He sent me some links. I saw a few of his videos and heard some of his songs. And again, I got that feeling. I was like, this dude is finna be something. I got dead on that record. I sent it back in the hour. Yeah. And then the good thing about it is, due to the fact that, like, when I speak to ISM on these records, I don't ever write that. So it's all based on the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's and how I be feeling. I capture that moment, and man, I give it to the people. You know what I'm saying? To elevate the people.
That's what's up, man. It is amazing that you can recognize all this talent so early. But I do wonder, part of what I always loved about being, whenever I came to Chicago, or being around hustle, period, the whole situation, was that you were very much in the good music and the hustle situation up front and connecting with everybody at all times. Like, me, you were the first point of contact oftentimes for so many people that were just like trying to figure it out. And
that's real.
You weren't afraid to build those relationships with 19-year-old kids. You know, we were I was 30 or something at the time. Like, and work. I mean, I always remember when the first idea, there was just an idea of closed sessions when we were down at South by Southwest in that mansion.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, I got this idea. We're just gonna go down to South by Southwest and just record whoever shows up at the crib. Shouts out to Mike and Mike Kolar and RTC. Yeah.
Closed sessions.
Like, I think you might be on the most songs.
Really though, I believe that. Like, that was almost like they talk about the competition that went on at J. Cole's like Dreamville sessions that happened in at Tree Sounds down in Atlanta. But I was like, yo, like Closed Sessions did that.
Yeah,
and
we
remember that.
We did do that. That was a beautiful experience, man. I was just very happy to. Hold on. I was just letting y'all know what was going on. But so the thing is, I was very grateful to be there in the midst of all this young talent and like hungry guys. And the thing is, they had a lot of respect for me while I was down there. And it made me, I felt honored, you know. So all the features that I did while I was there, it was an honor to do that, because I was just really excited that all these different artists, like a lot of them I had never heard of, but they knew who I was and they just wanted to work with me. And I just didn't say no. I was like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, another one, let's do it, you know. Yeah, it felt good. I worked with Freddie Gibbs before he took off down there.
That's real.
Yeah, I knew he was special.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was one of those things where it was just like, we knew something. I think the whole thing that I love talking about when we talk about people during that era was that we knew something was happening. We just had no clue what. And it's like, this feels like something's going on. There's all this talent floating around. Yeah. The old indicators of the music industry of like, oh, well, no one signed to Rockefeller Records and no one signed to No Limit. Like, that wasn't happening, but you knew that some shit was cooking. And it was like, whatever it is, got to be a part of it.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That's honest, man. Another thing is, like, when I would be in the midst of these younger artists, I just aim to be the guy that I wish I knew when I was their age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that I had, like, well, I had a few. I had, like, No ID and I had Bun B. They were, like, two guys that helped me navigate through this thing. So due to the fact that the game was given to me from, like, OGs, I felt like it was only right that I did the same thing in return.
Nah, fucks with it. But sometimes in that era, we gotta say R.I.P. to shit, and so Knowledge and I have this thing called the pray hands emoji, where we got to say peace and R.I.P. to something from the era, and for you, we wanted to. It's R.I.P. to Hood DVDs.
Man, that was tough.
The last Hood DVD, like off the street.
Bro, I remember Smack DVD.
Yeah.
I remember JoJo Capone, them. They had Act Like Entertainment with them DVDs.
Global Gangsters.
Global Gangsters, yeah. Mr. E, you know. But the thing is, that shit was ill because there was no YouTube. So the thing is, what it did was it gave us a window into all these different hoods. Them hood DVDs was crazy because it was people getting their ass whooped all across the nation. Before you could put it on social media and make a meme, they just put you on. They let you into neighborhoods that you may have never had any kind of access to. You know what I'm saying? It gave you exposure. I felt like it was a very beautiful thing. And I feel like that we could say rest in peace to it, but as we know, energy can never die. It can only be transferred. Yeah. So the thing with this energy is it's just on YouTube now.
Yeah. World Star too. World Star,
Instagram, you know, all the Twitter, all the social media stuff.
No, it was incredibly important to the evolution again of everything. I mean, what Knowledge and I talked about is just like when you think about back then, because everybody just had a camera. You basically always had to be ready to like a motherfucker could jump out the bushes and be like, rap. You had to be ready. Like, hold on, I got like 3 verses ready to go. At any point, anything you went to, there was always somebody. I mean, I'm actually interested in how you sort of connected the dots, because I remember with Knowledge, when I was first managing him and we weren't even a group, I would make him rap. We would show up to places and be like, I remember we walked into Swiss Beats at like what was that?
Definitely rap for him.
It was at
a car show. That was a car show.
Funkmaster Flex car show. Yeah. And as Swiss is just walking, we just abruptly stopped him and was just like, rap.
Yeah.
He was with it though. He was with it in terms of like, I'll give you 5 minutes. Like if you gonna rap, like if you gonna rap right now, I give you 5 minutes. And then he had one of his guys rap, and that's the crazy shit about that era is he would be like, "All right, well, you got to rap with this other young guy I got." Like,
damn. So when you rap, you had to battle somebody in front of Swiss.
The first time it was like, "Let me hear you." First it was just, "Can I rap?" Yeah. Then it was like, "Oh, you all right? Rap with my other little shorty." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, it was like sparring, man. You just had to, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you say you had it, you had to showcase it.
Man, like, where you from?
You remember the random ass cipher from back then?
Do I remember random ciphers?
Or just a situation like that where it was all of a sudden like, oh, wait a minute, what? Okay,
I'm rap.
Man, I just remember it'll be green light go. I remember we were on tour with Nerd, and we were like, I think in Oklahoma City, and I rapped this song that I did. I ain't even on yet. I rapped it for real.
Oh, yeah.
That is like, that's my #1 GLC record of all time.
Oh man, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Trips to Tijuana, smoking ganja with Fana.
Oh man. I'm honored, brother. I'm truly honored, man. Yeah, so I remember rapping in front of like Sway, Pharrell, Chad, Lupe. It was a lot of us, and man, I was very well received. It felt really good. I remember another time, the first time where I got to perform with an artist that was established, and that was Talib Kweli. I got to, he just told me one night we were on tour. I was just like with Ye as support, and we were in like Montreal, and then he was like, man, you heard Gorilla Monsoon? You know that beat? I looked at him. I was like, Damn, G, I had no idea what Gorilla Monsoon was, but I didn't want to miss my chance to rap. So I was like, yeah, I know that shit. Then it came on. I just went out there and started freestyling. And man, at the end of my freestyle, this was before, like, you know, you had to be more cognizant of like the things you do as far as, you know, with the opposite sex and the Me Too movement and this and that.
Yeah.
There was a lady after I got done rapping. We got off the stage, was like walking to the back, and she just pulled her move out for me. She pulled it out and gave me a marker and said, sign this, sign it. And I signed it. I felt like I was on. I really felt like I had made it. Shout out to Talib Kweli for the opportunity, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Talib.
And shout out to the boob signing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's rock star shit, but yeah, you're right. In this era, a lot of
I'm not signing no boobs in 2020.
Gets interpreted wrong.
Forget about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I love women, and I don't want to sign their boobs.
That's
but
legit.
Consent is there. I feel
Yeah,
like.
man. Yeah.
You need NDAs for everything now.
Yeah, man. I just don't want those issues. I do understand that, you know, a lot of times, you know, women, they get mistreated. They get belittled. They used as sexual objects, or not used as, but viewed as, you know what I'm saying? And I do understand that side, but I do understand the other side too, of where somebody just trying to check a bag out of somebody. Like this. Yeah, so I know it goes both ways. It's the yin and the yang. It ain't nothing you can do about it. The question is, I mean, the most difficult task that it inflicts upon a person is just the fact that, man, a lot of times you can't tell who's who. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing that you can do as a human being, a male or a female, is like, especially if you're a man. Man is an acronym. It means maneuver around nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And for all human beings, just don't put yourself in compromising situations.
That's real.
Yeah.
Super real.
Yeah, no, that's 100% what it is. Word again to the ism.
Ism. That's me.
Where did that shit come from?
So, man, when I put my album out back in 2010, this album called Love, Life, and Loyalty, that was the first time. Like on my album cover, it said featuring the ism of GLC. Like it wasn't like, it was like GLC, Love, Life, and Loyalty. It did not say starring the ism of GLC at the bottom. The ism is just simply sight beyond sight. You know what I'm saying? The ism is simply inspiring self-motivation. You know what I'm saying? It inspires you to get to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of, you know, every choice that we make, it comes with one or two results. One of the results is a consequence. The other result is the reward. When you have the ism, your mind is focused on the reward because you understand that dealing with consequences is a luxury. That's time consuming. And the thing is, you know, people always ask you, they be like, man, so how you spend your time? You got to really pay attention to what they asking you, because I come to find out with this ism that time is currency. So however you spend your time is what it will amount to. If you spend your time bullshitting, you're going to get bullshit from it. If you spend your time being productive, then you will produce something. Simple as that. Ism. Yeah.
That shit real. That shit, goddamn it, that sound like an interlude.
Hey man, it's just a matter of like what I said on Poor Man's Dream. Apply yourself to supply your wealth. And the only limitations you ever have are those that you place upon yourself. Absolutely. Because like when you apply the ism, man, just imagine if you working in a fast food joint, you'll go from mopping the floors to fries to the register, maybe to the grill too. Like you just gonna keep advancing because you inspired by your self-motivation. You lay down a plan, because the thing is, we spend all this time looking for inspiration outside of us. We look for saviors from outside of us. But one of the things that was written on many of the temples in ancient Kemet was just simply, man, know thyself. And to know thyself is to know the God that dwells within you. Once you're in tune with that, man, you have the power to create, because God is the creator. So now you in tune with the creator, create, be a vessel. Yeah.
That, yeah.
That's ill.
Yeah, man.
That's ill.
Hey, man, it works, man. I swear to God, through these eyes, I've seen a lot. You know, a lot of times, early on doing the music, early on in my career, I still had like a presence in the streets as well, and I would gravitate to whatever was making me the most money at the time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, now as a businessman who is making money from a few businesses and, you know, live a very comfortable life, I've been blessed enough to get back in the studio with the likes of No ID.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, we got some fire that we releasing in about a month. It's called The Book of Saint Ism. He executive produced it. I got XL. He did my first single along with No ID.
Yeah.
Yep, and this guy
Shout
named
out XL.
Yep, XL, No ID. This other producer by the name of Chris Muhammad. This young cat by the name of Quincy Farmer. I started working with him when he was 19. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I got Raekwon from the Wu-Tang on the album. I got Wiz on the album. Wiz Khalifa.
Oh shit.
BZ the Chicago Kid. St. Millie from the west side of Chicago.
No St. Millie.
Yeah. I got some profound players on this album, man. It's the Book of Saint Ism. Church.
Yo, so not to, you know, just to even kind of rewind back to that hustle game,
yes,
and like how you was talking about how the ism rises and you set your plan for it. I was telling Double O about how you used to work at the Lark.
Oh, absolutely.
And folks really knew you as a hustler in there, like as someone.
Bro, I was the number one in sales for 6 years.
That's crazy.
And if anybody knows anything about the Lark, every reputable street dude in the city of Chicago, or not just Chicago, in the Midwest, they all came to the Lark. The Lark did the highest dollar amount per square foot in the country. And not to say that you was looking for them, but all the plugs came through the Lark. It was a beautiful place. Yeah. It was like college, man. You know, you're around beautiful women. You networking, intelligence, you get the best of both worlds because you right by Beverly. Beverly in Chicago is a prestigious neighborhood, similar to Hyde Park. You know, it's people that, you know, they figure life out very well, you know. Financially, they got it. You know, they got it together. So my clientele at the Lark would be, man, guys like Kato, who DMX made a song about. He was one of my customers at the Lark. Guys on that caliber. If y'all know anything about Kato, he was on an amazing caliber, and I never had any type of like hardships or any type of confrontations with anybody at the Lark. Kato was from a whole nother world than what I was from, but there, man, it was just like it gave you a gateway to access to so many different people, different ethnicities, different financial levels of life, you know what I'm saying? And it gave you a lot of game because anybody like Dino and Reno used to shop in the Lark, you know what I'm saying? Wow. They some legends from Foster Park. They used to be up in there. This dude named Cookie, he was getting it back in the day, man. He was from Robert Taylor's. He was in the Lark. It was a lot of people. Now, I named all them people. Then you might catch somebody from the Chicago Bulls. They might come in the Lark. NFL players. It was a beautiful time, man. Yeah.
Do you think that was do you think that experience was helpful in what informed you again about being able to really pick and see these new scenarios that were happening? Because a lot of people, I would say there's you, but even when we talk about OGs, we talk about someone like Bun B, that recognized again that something was happening, and they understood enough to jump into it head first, rather than be like, oh no, I'm not fucking with that internet shit. Like I'm cool over here. Like it was, you know. Do you think that being at the Lark and kind of being able to be what's always interesting about Chicago is how it you got so many you can encounter. Even when I'm at Naledge's crib and I go to Walgreens or something, you'll run through like 4 different classes, you know, in and around the South Shore area, just in your every sort of day. So you get to touch where there are places where you can be in another part of the country and they may never see anybody with money unless it's a dope dealer, right? But like you could see a doctor, you could see, it might be your doctor, it might be a lawyer, it might be whatever. You see other people in different classes that give you a lot, I think sometimes a lot more insight, you know, than it would when you just see there's only one way out of this place, you know.
Mm-hmm. Or even if it was just a hooper, just a drug dealer versus like, oh, you could be the hooper, you could be the drug dealer, or you could be the lawyer, or you could be the doctor, or you might just randomly be a trust fund kid, because we knew a couple of those too. Yeah, that was around where it's just like, oh, you just a rich kid, and your parents got bread, and you want to dress right.
Hey, you know what's so crazy about that though? I was talking to one of my buddies. I remember back in the day, people would make comments like that and say, man, you just a trust fund kid, or you live in the suburbs, or you live in a mansion, or you only got that because your mama had it or your daddy had it. Well, they had the shit together. They had it right. And it's so crazy that we have been fooled as a race of people to look down on nepotism. Nepotism is the way that things are supposed to be. But due to the fact of redlining and the social unjust and the way that we were treated in America, to the point where in 2020 we only own 1% of the nation's wealth, man, we got played, we got bamboozled, and we didn't have anything to inherit. So the children ended up working to buy their parents' homes. Like, man, when I get on, I'm just going to get my mama a house. I'm just going to get my father a new car, this and that. When the way that other ethnicities get it is they have houses and cars and things to pass down. We had to start from the bottom, not only for ourselves, but also for those that had came before us. Yep. They kind of put us in a jam. So my thing is, I lived in a house where, as a kid, my rites of passage into manhood in my household was I had to kill my first mouse. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I killed my first mouse. I was like 7 years old. I caught it running in the kitchen. I grabbed a broom and beat the hell out that mouse. And you know, my brothers was way older than me. They seen me do that. And my mama, they was looking at me like, yeah, he ready. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was a man. You couldn't tell me nothing. I killed the mouse. I went to sleep feeling proud as hell. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, that's a bogus situation because I should have never had to live in a situation like that. You understand? Like, but the way that the wealth has been distributed in America, man, it made a lot of us come from those situations. So then by the time we finally get money, and there were no classes in public schools that taught you about economics, that taught you about credit, that taught you about like how to make money for yourself or how to manage your money. All they did was pretty much train you to go work for somebody else and make them rich. We just didn't have the education. But now that we got the education, man, we got stocks, we got real estate, we got businesses in Whole Foods, you know what I'm saying? We got information, and we share the information with as many people as we can so that they can get it too. Because the thing is, your success will not hinder me in any kind of way. It won't do nothing but make it to the point where if you're successful, I might have another person who's going to buy some ism cakes. You know what I'm saying? But I got to put you in play to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's that I think that there are things that it took me a long time to realize, like, not even until I think my 30s where I understood, even in dealing with for real rich people or generational rich people. Yeah. And I remember I was talking to Naledge about this, and it was a realization like, oh, the reason why someone that comes from nothing goes broke super quick when they have a ton of money is because they mentally have all these obligations because there was this village that was there to get them there. But
and they felt like they feel obligated to pay it back, pay it forward and pay it back.
Absolutely.
if you grew up rich and then you have someone, your children are also rich, they've just paid for, they didn't have an auntie that was watching them when mom was at work. It's like, oh no, we have the au pair. This is a transactional relationship and it's done. So I'm not obligated to anybody because these people have already been paid. They were paid for their service, and so they can move in a very different way that isn't attached to these much deeper sort of roots in community. But it's not a bad thing either. It's just being smart about how you execute it. But that comes back to what Naledge and I always talk about, which was like in the period that we're talking about, in this sort of transitional phase, like a decade ago, a little earlier than that, being some people, us to a certain extent, we were still under the impression that there was going to be some, major label deal or some sort of like the old rules were going to apply when a new situation was unfolding. In front of us. And I always try to tell people now, especially like literally in 2020, I was like, what happened that back then is happening now at super speed. And so like, January is literally a different time than right now. And that time is not coming back. Like whatever everybody thought they started the year with, how they were about to, we about to turn up this summer. We're going to go here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. All of that may be destroyed forever. And so it's understanding, part of what we want to do with professional leisure is also just have this conversation. Like, at least right now, it's happening again. And it's happening again really fast. And be more in tune and flexible with the new world that's about to unfold rather than being stuck to the old ideas.
That's true.
Literally 7 months ago that don't exist anymore.
Isn't that crazy how fast it moves though? Yeah. Like, man, I was told that on Spotify, dudes from a friend that works in that thing, like in that realm of the industry, and that thing is not a bad thing. So I don't want nobody to like take it wrong or anything. But I was just told that 40,000 songs a day are uploaded to Spotify.
That's about right.
40,000 a day. Man.
And engagement is up. But like artists' compensation is not up, so.
Yeah, we got to work that out. Brothers got to work it out. Brothers gonna work it out. Yeah. That paper got to be up, man, because the engagement up, especially when people stuck, you know what I'm saying?
So, surprisingly, though, this is the one thing I will say. Streaming is down since Corona started. Yeah. Music streaming is down. Other streaming is up, but music streaming is down. And
you saying like visual streaming, like Netflix?
Yeah. Oh, Netflix. Tiger King through the roof. Tiger King is popping. Tiger King is popping, but streaming music.
What was old girl name, man? The old girl. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
What's the girl name, man? Carol, what?
Carol. Fuck
Haskins,
Carol.
Baskins.
Man, Carol Baskins, Skellis, man. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Be a man, maneuver around nonsense, and don't put yourself in compromising situations, man.
Yeah, that's 100%. Like he drove himself into the situation that occurred.
Because he kept dissing her. Like the man. It was like he was a rapper. This man was making songs, singing about.
He made whole albums about her.
Whole albums about how she fed her guy to the move. I'm like, man, how's you doing this? She gonna try to shut you down, Phil. That was scandalous, G. Like, how is it was three motherfuckers on there that was like a little off. These are people that collect wild ass, big ass cats that could just snap at any time and max their ass. You know what I'm saying? Treat their ass like a motherfucking like a five piece wing dinner with mild sauce and lemon pepper on their motherfucking ass. The moment they feel like it, you know what I'm saying? And you want this to be your pet. That shit crazy, G.
Hey,
Fuck all that, man. Look,
The-
if you a Tiger and your name Lil Zanzibar, get your ass back over there. You're not finna be around me. I don't kick it with Tigers. Y'all do shit that I don't do. You motherfuckers eat like animals while they alive and shit.
Yeah,
I don't
they
even
do.
eat animals. We don't got shit in common. You know what I'm saying?
the coldest shit for me will be the dude in I want to say he was in the Bronx. It was a dude in the projects in the Bronx that had a tiger and an alligator in his crib, like in his apartment, that never saw the light of day, and they were just free roaming. And the police
was kicking it together.
They was kicking
That's
it,
crazy.
and the police had to fucking they had to go into another apartment and sneak one of them little, them little spy cameras through the floor, drill and go through to catch him, because that motherfucker was there. That's what he was doing. And so,
man, please send me that link. I'm
gonna send it to you.
Y'all see what I just did? Look at my eyes. I'm about to do this again, and then I'm gonna watch that shit. I gotta see this.
Hold on, I gotta show you. Hold on, I got.
Yeah. You usually had a little visuals in the background.
Yeah, no, I gotta. Yeah, the motherfucker. Look, the motherfucker had. Hold on. He had a 425-pound tiger living in an apartment.
Hey, you know what, man? That's some crazy ass shit. But I want to say this: we have to shout out your motherfucking internet connection. Cause that shit was clear than a motherfucker. I felt like, hey, just did Austin put my hand through my screen.
Look, hold on. Look at the motherfucker. Look at the tiger, G. Look at the tiger, G, just chilling.
Gee, that's scandalous, G. G, tell me, G, what internet do you got, man? What the fuck? How is that shit?
I'm on that
moving 2 terabytes
on the Teddy Riley side of the game.
I'm on that Corona 5G. You know that Corona 5G guy. Now this to be honest, this that Verizon Fios. That Verizon Fios is out here moving.
Oh
fast.
Yeah, I heard that go.
That shit pretty fast, G.
Well, of course,
how my shit look? Is that fast?
Nah, you still good. You still
decent. Okay. That's the cover. What's that? The album cover?
Oh yeah. This the cover for my new album, man.
Yeah.
Let me show it to y'all. Hold on. Let me get the whole cover, because that's the screensaver version. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hell no, man.
That is dope, man. Like,
it
sounds like you bridging a lot of sounds on a new project. It sounds like you bridging like some of the old. Because I think as far as we get away from things in Chicago, No ID is still a mainstay of our sound. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
hell yeah.
there's still certain guys that you go get when you want to have that Chicago sound.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's coming soon. This was done by a local Chicago artist by the name of Enzo.
I love that you keep it again. You just keep it rooted.
Like a talent broker.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be up in you need to be up at what is that? WME. You know what I'm saying? You could be up there slaying.
Hey, possibly. Who knows, man? I got a little acting roles too. I'm in this film about to come out called Nostalgic Pain. It's like a short. I play an angel by the name of I can't even say what I ain't even supposed to tell. I sounded non-disclosure, but yeah, the movie coming out is cold. I promise y'all. Another thing is, I just tweet 1,000 parts. But yeah, Nostalgic Pain. I can't shout the movie out, but I just can't tell what it's about yet. Yeah. But I'm in that movie. I'm in it's a website you can go to. It's called Chicago at the Crossroads. It's a documentary that came out. I'm in that now. I'm also in a film about to come out. Well, not a film, but I shot a pilot for a show called The Gray Area, and I'm really excited about this one. If it gets picked up, man, we're going to be off to the races. But, yeah, the music, I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling really good about my new merchandise about to drop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This used to be a horse, a man on a horse. Now it's just my finger, of course. Bean, y'all see me? Yeah, straight up.
Man.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, but I learned a while back though, man, as a hustler, that one hustle just ain't gonna cut it. You know, like in the midst of doing music, traveling the world, going on world tours, I always had merchandise in stores like Leaders, Success,
Yep.
Sir and Madam. It was just
And
another
that's an
spot called
evolution of the mark.
Self-Conscious.
That's an evolution from Evergreen Plaza. Real
I had
talk.
to understand, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At one point, I was selling clothes for another man, and then I got to a point where I was able to do it for myself and help accumulate a little wealth.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Keep on, man. I think, man, leave us with a little bit of ism before we get up out of here.
Oh man, so look, this is what I want to tell y'all too. Look, see, a lot of times people they'll just remember you from a place of where you were. Like people might see you Knowledge and be like, man, the rapper Knowledge, or GLC is a rapper, or an activist, or this and that. And I don't knock neither one of those. I think it's a beautiful thing. But when a person evolves into more than that, just as much as you acknowledge the things that they used to be, don't leave them confined to that one space. Because like there's some people that rap, and then there's people that, win Grammys. So it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Then there's some people that like do designs and graphic work. Then there's people that do like landmark signs for the city of Chicago. Then there's some people who, want to give back to the community and have dreams of helping, and, they do that. And it's a beautiful thing. But then you have people that, like myself and this lady by the name of Beulah McLeod, who's the principal of Diet back in 2016. We opened up the first open enrollment arts high school in the history of Chicago. And the reason that we chose to make Diet an arts high school, along with the help of the CEO of CPS, Janice Jackson, was because Beulah and I, we were on the same page. I knew a lot of people that were, I won't say a lot, but the people that I knew that had accumulated wealth, most of them had accumulated it from the arts. So I remember as a young black man in Chicago, and I'm telling my family I want to be a rapper, and they telling me, man, you need to go get the education and you can do that on the side. Now, I'm not saying that they were wrong for that, because all they were going by was the American dream and what they were taught. But imagine if, when I was young as hell, winning talent shows, winning freestyle competitions at Simeon every day, you know what I'm saying? Like being very known for can rap and shit. Imagine if I had the support system that could have pushed me to the next level. But see, the support couldn't come because of the fact that my family, they had formulas to success that were proven, that worked. I was trying to do something that hadn't been proven yet. You know what I'm saying? Now, just imagine if you have a kid that's talented and you don't say, hey, you can do that on the side. You can say, hey, I'm going to put you in a school for the arts so you can hone your talent. And then who knows what you can do with those arts. There's so many careers that's in the arts. And I think that that's something that us as adults, we have to share this information that we have to the youth, man, because, man, you just never know the amount of lives that they'll be able to change once they finally reach their destination.
100%. And I think it also, just to be slightly cynical, it allows motherfuckers to be real as fuck about their dreams too, though. Because if you were like, oh yeah, I want to be a rapper, and you're like, okay, you do? Cool. So we're about to send you to this art school. You're like, oh, but maybe
it doesn't translate.
Yeah, then they got to be real about it.
That you was involved with that, because I think it makes it realer to the youth that want to get in tune with it too. And that's partially what, my work right now. I'm at Northwestern, pursuing my doctorate, and that's kind of literally that's what the dissertation is on, is like how we can kind of take control of formal education to be more supportive of creative careers, particularly because like the most unengaged are interested in those careers. And so it's like, all right, well, if we want to talk about Chicago, the most unengaged is Black and brown youth, right? And so it's like, all right, well, I'm thinking back to when I was a shorty and I had to hide the fact that I wanted to rap. I ain't even tell my family. I just did it on the side, and then went to college and then just did the shit. And then came back with a whole situation like, oh, okay, it's real, so we can't deny it because it's already real.
Yeah.
Whereas these shorties is like 11, 12 years old, and they already have decided they want to do something creative. And if we're not supporting that, they're going to move somewhere else.
Yeah,
You know?
but we can also tell them in the midst of being creative, a lot of times people say, man, well, you got to go to college just to secure a good financial future for yourself. But I know due to like family members and friends who just went and took a class to become an electrician and became an apprentice, and in 5 years, they were making 6 figures.
That's crazy. It's real too. Very real.
Man, it's super real. I got friends that's like doing really good as hell. And when we was going to college, they was like, man, I'm going to do this trade. And I thought they was crazy. But a lot of times when people go to college, if you ain't on your shit and making that dean's list, you're going to put yourself in debt. Yeah. Don't go to college playing no games. Go there and have your shit together so you can get a full ride. You get you a full ride, then you take that and you expand your brand, do what you got to do. But a lot of times people, they miss the part about the debt that they inherit from the pursuit of a degree. So they'll be in college kicking it and partying and shit, but they ain't making that dean's list and ain't nobody giving them no money to go. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go to college, you got to take that shit serious, man. Don't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? And like, as far as like engagement, just as you were saying, Naledge, I like the way that, man, like if y'all not up on this museum, it's in the hundreds. It's called the A. Philip Randolph Pullman Porter's Museum. And the president, he's a friend of mine. His name is David Peterson. Yeah. I love the way that he engages with the youth. Like through that program, at the beginning of the program, I was there with him. I helped him start the program, and he took it and ran and took it to a whole nother level where, man, they teaching kids about knowledge of self, entrepreneurship, how to actually start a business, the steps of getting an LLC and things of that nature.
That's dope.
Black labor history, things that where like if these things weren't being poured into them, like economics and things of that nature early on, at this museum that was started by a Black woman, you know what I'm saying? And like, because a lot of times, like, you just don't know where these kids would be and what would be going on. And the thing is, even through COVID, they're still able to be engaged the same way that we are now. It's just like any opportunity that you have to pour something into our youth, man, just do it. It ain't gonna hurt you at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Just do it. If you can just, because you just never know, man, things that you say. Like, I had an uncle that died when I was 8 years old. His name was Uncle Joe. He was a smooth dude. Smoked a lot of weed, had a beautiful wife. He was cool as hell. And every time he saw me, he called me Big Time Leonard. And I'm looking at him like, Big Time Leonard? What you talking about? Big Time Leonard. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But I ended up making it to the big time. You know what I'm saying? It stuck with me. Now, just imagine for the parents that be like, sit your dumb ass down, you little dumbass motherfucker. You might grow up to be a dumbass motherfucker.
Right.
Because
and
it was
think that's the way it was supposed to be. Yep. Yeah,
man. So we got to be cognizant of the words we use, and we got to offer direction. You know what I'm saying? We got to offer direction to the destination. We can't just tell the youth about the destination. We got to give them the rules of the road and all the exits, and we got to be their GPS on how to get there.
Man, that's real.
Yeah.
That's super real.
That is real. You know, on that, man, thank you so much for your time.
Power to the people, man. Love and respect. Free Mr. Hoover, free Mr. Ford. Love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there it is. Love, brothers.
Thank you, man. Thank you.